and they're probably going to eke it past.
Right.
But that's even with GOP lawmakers like Thom Tillis saying they can't stomach what this is going to do to Medicaid, an estimated $930 billion in cuts to it. That's more significant than what you all had voted to do in the House. Are you going to vote again for final passage if it looks like this?
No, I'm going to vote for it for this reason. I think these numbers, it's all about waste, fraud, and abuse in Medicare, Medicaid. What I'm voting for is a border security measure, $80 billion, $12 billion to reimburse states like mine. I'm voting for $150 billion that will go to our Department of Defense at a time when we saw with Iran is desperately needed. The world is on fire, Eastern Europe, Indo-Pacific, and then the tax cuts. I mean, if we don't extend these tax cuts, it'll be the largest tax increase in American history. For those three reasons, I'm a yes. I think everyone in the House, they know the peril they're in if they vote no on this thing.
What do you mean the peril they're in?
I think, first of all, it's good for the nation. Secondly, they know that their jobs are at risk. Not just from the president, but from the voting, the American people. Our base back home will not reelect us to office if we vote no on this.
But is it about reelection or is it about
no? It's about
policies, right?
It's great for the country, and I've outlined the three top points.
But help me understand then, you have such narrow margins in the House.
Yeah.
And you look at these projections from like the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, they say it violates the House instructions by $500 billion or more, what the Senate just put together here, and that deficits could rise more than $3 trillion. How do you get that through when you have fellow conservatives who are fiscal hawks and saying, I can't get with this? Like,
not to get in the weeds on the economics, but the dynamic scoring is not taken into account here by the Congressional Budget Office. That means that when you cut taxes, you actually get increased revenues to the Treasury. And that's something we saw under President Kennedy, under President Reagan, and under President Bush.
Chip Roy and some of these other fiscal conservatives are going to come along for the ride?
Well, I think at the end of the day, I think they're going to vote for it.
You do. Let's talk about